It's Mr. Songer with you, and this is the makeup lesson for 7th grade for lesson number 4, coming from you live here in my Songer studio basement. And we're here to do the stuff from lesson number 4. Now, for this lesson, you're going to need your accent and achievement book. And percussionists, you're going to need a snare drum or practice pad here later in the lesson. You can play these first couple that we're going to do on the bells. In fact, it might be good to have your bells actually to start out with here. So we're going to start with your accent and achievement book and open up to page 8 and 9. And we're going to start by talking a little bit about intervals. And if you notice at the top of page 8, there's a piano keyboard diagram, and it shows you the notes, the letter names of the notes. And then it talks a little bit about what we call half steps and whole steps. And these are important terminology words to know as a musician. It won't necessarily make you play a sheet of music better, but it's very important for us to communicate with each other and understand the theory behind it. Basically what a whole step is, or sorry, I'll start with a half step. A half step is when you go from one note to the very next note, either one note higher or one note lower. So if you look at that piano diagram, let's say you're on a G. If you go down to the very next note, that would be a black key. That would be either G flat or F sharp. And if you go up one half step, that would take you to the black key on the other side of G, which would be G sharp or A flat. Those black keys have two different names. So we would call that going up by a half step. A whole step is when you skip a note. So again, if we start on G and you want to go down a whole step, you would skip the black key, go to the next white key, which would be F. And in the other direction, if you want to go up a whole step from G, you would skip that black key and go up to A. So A is a whole step higher than G. This works really easy. It's really easy to remember. Where it gets a little confusing is on the half steps and whole steps where there's no black key between the white keys. So in other words, let's say you're on B. A half step higher than B would be C, because there's no black key between them. A whole step higher than B would be C sharp or D flat, because you skip the C and then go to the next black key. So that's how that rule works for whole steps and half steps. And we use that term a lot to communicate. So let's say you're playing a G on your instrument and I say, hey, play a half step higher. You know the terminology, so you're like, oh, half step higher, G sharp, okay? Again, is that going to help you play a piece of music? Not necessarily, but it's going to make you a smarter musician, and it's going to help us communicate with each other and discuss different musical things in the music. So those are whole steps and half steps. Let's play a little bit. We're going to look at page 9, and we're going to play number 25, Stretching Higher. This is in cut time, and percussionists, I would suggest playing it on bells for now. And this one, yeah, it's in cut time. Look at the key signature too. Check out the flats. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. And then let's look at number 27, line A. 27A is going to be one of your playing test songs for the week of October 13th. And here at Percussion, it would be good if you would jump on over and play the snare drum, because you're going to be on snare drum on this song, okay? And 27 is in a jazz feel. So that means when we get to the eighth notes, we're going to swing them and not play them straight. And again, just a refresher on what that means is usually eighth notes are played like this. But when they're in jazz, they sound like this. I swung them so that it kind of goes long, short, long, short, long, short. And they're also very legato or connected. Okay, I'm not going ta 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 ta. I'm going da 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 da. I'm tonguing lighter like that. Okay, so let's try a little bit of 27 line A. It says allegro, which means fast, but we're going to take it a little down tempo so we can learn it. Okay, so here we go. About ba da bum 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 bum. 1, 2, 3. So that's how it goes. You might want to come back and play that again or listen to it again, maybe even 2, 3, 4 times to get that in your head, because that's a tricky one. That's the toughest rhythmic one on your playing test. Okay? Turn the page. By the way, the other 2 songs on your playing test, number 15, America the Beautiful, and number 19, High School Cadets. Those are your 3. Percussion, they're all on snare except 19 is on mallets. Let's go to page 10 and do a little bit with 16th notes. 16th notes are 4 notes in 1 beat. So if this is your beat, it's going to be 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a ta 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 like that. Okay. Let's look at number 29, 4 to the beat. Again, we have flats in our key signature. Check it out. And here we go. 1, ready, go. And let's try number 30, the Thunderer. 1, ready, go. Oh, stop for a second. Sorry. Look at your key signature at number 30. Quite different. Okay? A lot less flats, in some cases sharps, saxophones, trumpets, clarinets. Okay? Here we go. 1, ready, play. Sorry about that one missed note in there. My trigger needs a little bit of oil. So that's number 30. And then let's jump in. Let's do the next one. Number 31. Again, we have another new key signature. But check out the flats again. Here we go. Ready? Play. All right. What I'd like you to do for your recording for this lesson is to do the playing test song that we worked on. So on page 9, number 27, line A. And you may kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and also, if you'd like, just say, hey, Mr. Songer, this is counting as my makeup for lesson 4, and it's going to be my playing test. That's totally cool. If you're like, boy, I'm not quite ready to submit this for a grade, but I want to just submit this to say, hey, I watched the video, that's fine. Just submit it to me. I'll give you credit for the lesson. And again, you can send it to me via email, songere@district112.org. You can put it onto Google Drive using my email, songere@isd112.org. You can just record it on your phone or a mobile device and bring it into school and play it for me. You can use Smart Music, GarageBand, Audacity on your computers, whatever works for you. All right. Percussion, I want you to keep listening to a couple more things. The rest of you are done watching, and you can stop the video. Percussion, just a couple more minutes. I want to work on a couple rudiments. So if you could take out your warm-up sheet, and that's your sheet with the 40 rudiments on it. And then go to your snare drum or practice pad. I'm going to go around to my drum set here real quick. On the first side with the rolls, I want to just look at the 17-stroke roll, which is rudiment number 15. And 17-stroke roll, in 4/4 time, that's the roll you have on a half note. So half notes, 1, 2, 3, 4 are this fast. Okay. When we do a roll on a half note, we want to think 16th notes. And if we do the math, there's 8 16th notes in a half note. So instead of just doing the half note, 1, 2, 1, 2, we're going to go. There's our 16th notes. Okay. Just one half note roll is going to be 8 16th notes and then a quarter note like this. Okay, now I didn't bounce yet. I just played the 16th notes. Now I'm going to put the bounces in there. I'll do that again. Okay, if you want to try that with me, let's do like 3 or 4 in a row. Ready? Go. And one more time. That's a half note roll. So whenever you have a half note, think 8 16th notes, and then whatever note comes after it. Da 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 da. Okay? Then turn over the sheet and look at your drag rudiments, the one on the right-hand column. A drag, again, is much like a flam, but instead of just doing a flam, you're going to let that first stick bounce and hit the drum twice, so it sounds like this. Okay? Let's try, I believe that's number 31, the drag, and we're going to do that like maybe 6 to 8 of them in a row. We're going to start with it going left, right, and then right, left, and then we're just going to keep alternating. Ready? Go. Okay, so there's your drags. Then I want to look at just a couple other ones here. Number 32 is the single drag tap, and that one is when you do a drag and then another note after it. In this case, we're going to do 8th notes, so it's going to be drag, tap, drag, tap, drag, tap, drag, tap. Okay, let's try a couple of those together. 2, ready, go. So those are drag taps. And there was one other one I wanted to do here. Let's do the single drag-a-diddle, number 35. It's like a paradiddle, but you put a drag at the front, okay? So the single drag-a-diddle, all right? Sounds like this. It's going to be... Okay, let's try it together. Ready? Go. Okay, so they're just paradiddles, but you put a drag at the beginning of them. Okay, so percussion, I just wanted to make sure you know how those all work. Those are great to practice, and you're going to start seeing them in a lot of your music. So make sure you understand how to do a 17-stroke roll and how to also do a drag. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.